Welcome to Kiss the Reviews. I'm Armando. That's Corey. And today we're doing 1999's The Best Man. Let's dive into this. And before we do, a couple of things. One, if you want to follow us on Twitter, you could follow me at Junior D's. You could follow Corey at Idle Poncho. And this is another PayPal request. So I just want to shoot out a quick thank you to everybody who has put money in to get us, to have their movie jump to the front of the line. And I know we have a couple on deck as well.
Yeah, man, we got the Human Tornado coming up, which will be our first foray into the black exploitation cinema. So
yeah,
tune in for that one.
Yeah.
And then up on deck, we have Blown Away, the Corey Haim, Nicole Eggert classic.
Yes. Classic.
Lots of fucking.
Is it a classic?
It's a fuck classic.
The softcore classic. Cool.
Yeah, let me tell you, Charles was not in charge that day. That girl ran wild on set, dog.
Well, with that said, let's get into this movie and the cast of The Best Man. And this film stars Taye Diggs as Harper Stewart, Nia Long as Jordan Armstrong, Morris Chestnut as Lance Sullivan, Herald Perrineau as Julian Murch, Terrance Howrd as Quentin, Sanaa Lathan as Robin. Hopefully I got that right.
Everybody say it with us. Sanaa Lathan.
Sanaa. Okay. All I got to say is that by mispronouncing her name, twice now?
Yes.
We've had some comments about the mispronunciation, and those people are all living in my head rent-free. So,
yeah, well, that's what happens when you get sent to HR, bitch. Pronounce the motherfucker's name right.
And the final two, Monica Calhoun as Mia Morgan and Melissa De Sousa as Shelby.
Shelby, I use this sparingly. Very sparingly, and I especially when I try to focus it on fictional characters, because to say this about a normal person is just horrible. Like maybe Candace Owens or some nasty bitch like that.
Yeah.
But Shelby needed to be cunt punted across the fucking pond. Fuck her all the way.
Yeah. Yeah. She, even though pretty much every character in this movie is kind of an asshole, she is lead dog as far as assholes go.
Oh, yeah. And we'll start here. Hi, kids. Uncle Corey. If you are in your relationship with a person like Shelby, make like a fucking black dude in a horror movie and get the fuck out. Don't stay in that shit no more.
Yes. Absolutely.
Never, ever, ever.
This movie opens with Harper, a newly published author. He's announcing to his girlfriend Robin that his new book is being featured on Oprah's Book of the Month Club. And while in the tub for a celebratory soak with flowers, Robin talks about commitment and Harper completely clams up. She gets pissed and she walks out.
I have a confession to make. When they first started doing this shot, I was like, yo, Sanaa Lathan's legs are fucked up. I didn't realize that was Taye Diggs until we were about halfway up through the crotch. I was like, did she just come from the Love and Basketball shoot and just had those fucking jacked calves?
Oh my God. Yeah, my first reaction to this was I call bullshit, okay? I've had a lot of reasons to celebrate in my life with my wife, whatever, and never once was a bath drawn. First of all, let me tell you something. Two grown people in a bathtub is just uncomfortable. Let's call it that.
Yeah.
The idea sounds great, and this is what happens in a lot of rom-coms. That the idea and what they shoot sounds awesome and it looks great on film, but it is not practical. When you get in there, she gets up here when she gets pissed and like bounces pretty quickly. You need a crane and some shit to get you out. Once you're in and like front to back, like it's going to take a minute for you to get, like, you got to reposition, and yeah, it's a whole shit show. So
yeah, it's a mess. The whole mythos of a bath is bullshit to begin with anyway.
exactly.
Unless you shower and then clean the tub before you get in that motherfucker, it's nasty. You're just floating around in your own filth. I don't give a fuck how many Mr. Bubble Pores you make. That shit is nasty.
It's just
I'm
dirty.
not a fan.
It's dirty body soup. That's all it is. So the next day, Robin is driving Harper to the airport because he's flying to New York to hook up with his college friends before one of their weddings, which he's the best man in. His buddy Julian picks him up from the airport in New York City. And in the car, Julian reveals to Harper that he read an advance copy of his book that he got from their other friend, Jordan. And Harper is not pleased because the book is quote unquote loosely based on his life and their lives in college.
Loosely based. I have so many problems with him as a writer. It's not even fucking funny.
I knew you would.
Jesus Christ. Like, I could spend the entire length of the show just talking about what a fucking hack he is as a writer. You're a fucking hack. And by the way, you got fucking pranked, or your literary agent is the best marketing person in the world, because there ain't no fucking way Oprah's choosing your ass for a fucking book of the month club. This dude, he's like the Million Little Pieces guy, just in reverse.
Yes.
Like, he wrote an autobiography and then just loosely changed everybody's names. Like, Jordan's now Kendall. Nobody will be able to tell what happened. The macho running back was changed into the husky wide receiver. Ooh, who could that be? You hack.
He made him a basketball player.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Whatever.
Just like, get the fuck out of here, dude. This is, and I would be terrified too if everybody had my book. Which, I'm gonna toss this out there. The book's done. It's getting ready to be published. You're going on fucking Oprah Winfrey. I'm 90% sure most of your friends are going to read that book.
Yes.
So why are you so nervous now? Are you just once I get Oprah famous, I don't have to see these dickheads ever again. It doesn't matter what I said.
I think that's the case because he was wanting to, because the book was set to be released after Lance and Mia's wedding.
Right. So
he didn't want to ruin the wedding. Like, spoiler alert, he slept with Lance's soon-to-be bride.
And by ruin the wedding, he means he doesn't want any trouble for himself.
Yes.
Because that is the only motherfucker he cares about at all. And it seems like through flashbacks and whatnot, he's the only person he cares about through his entire life.
What?
But Harper here shares with Julian how he and Jordan, played by Nia Long, kissed and almost hooked up in college, much to Julian's surprise. And then enter the rest of the crew. We meet Jordan, who's now a TV producer in New York. And the last of the crew is really Quentin and Lance. Lance has gone on to become a star, pro football player. Quentin is kind of like the lost guy in this. He's a jack of all trades, but hasn't found his calling in life. He's just kind of skating through life. And
it's a Terrance Howrd role.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
He's basically playing Terrance Howrd. That's just who I think he is at this point.
Yes.
He's a softer version of all his other characters.
Yes.
And what's funny is I actually like his character the best of all. Because he seems like he's a dick at first. He seems like that instigator dude that's in every crew that's just going to kind of jab everybody a little bit until the chaos starts, and he's just going to sit back and laugh. But he's not. He's actually trying to help all these people just be fucking better.
I agree with you. However, we've all had Quentin. Quentin has been in our crew. There's always that guy. Typically, that guy isn't about helping anybody. He's about pulling the pin on the grenade, tossing it into the crew, and then sitting back and watching all the fallout. So That's how I took his character. I saw no redeeming qualities from his character whatsoever in this movie. But we also here see Shelby. We get introduced to her, Julian's girlfriend, who
Nasty bitch.
She's basically a shit show who no one in their group likes.
There's shitty women. I was married to one who are like that and just kind of like don't like your crew and just kind of want to own you for who you and period.
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
This lady is next. She's pulling him out of bachelor parties.
Yes.
And fucking like, oh, you just got together with your guys and you haven't seen everybody in a couple years. I need you to take me to Saks Fifth Avenue to shop for a dress.
Right?
There's one thing coming in being, I need money to go to Saks Fifth Avenue to shop for a dress. And then there's, I need you to come with me.
Yeah.
George, let me tell you something. We would have found out where Osama bin Laden was hiding a lot earlier if Shelby was working in the CIA.
Yes.
And just started dating any of those terrorist motherfuckers.
That night, while playing poker, the guys talk about relationships, misogyny, and they basically rip on each other and their messed up relationships, as you do.
I know we haven't really talked about it, and I like the dude who directed and wrote this movie.
Yeah.
Like, because he also did Girls Trip. He did a lot of other really good fucking movies.
Yeah.
But the dialogue in this is just...
yeah, he also, I mean, he did he was the writer on this as well. He wrote and directed this, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, so...
And it's just... I don't know what it was about it. It's just like...
It didn't... There was no flow to it.
I think that's what it is. It was a lot of choppy cuts.
Yeah.
That were just like, I'm saying my line, now you say your line, now I react to your line, now you say your line. You know what I mean? It was just very much robotic and there was no real feel to it. It almost felt like a fucking improv troupe was pretending to have a conversation and, you know, as we're friends and we just got together for a wedding scene. Like it was fucking weird.
Well, we do get to see here how sensitive of a person Quentin really is, because as soon as the conversation focuses on him, he immediately, let's pull the pin on the grenade and let's toss it into the crew and see what happens. So he starts talking about Mia, Lance's soon-to-be bride, and her possible extracurricular activities, and Lance almost kills him here. Later in the movie, we see why he brings this up, because he's already read the book. He gives the book to Lance to read because it's a good read. And he already knows just by reading the book what happened. And so he's just tossing little like I'm going to toss little bits of wisdom into this conversation.
And that's why I say he's trying to help here, because as they allude to earlier, once everything's aired out, Taye Diggs' character is a bitch ass.
Oh, I'll get to that, because he absolutely
when they
is.
call him out for that, like I think that's the point, is he's kind of trying to be like, it's time to grow up. Like you did this shit. You're the one that fucked your guy's girlfriend. Whether or not you were justified or not, you did that shit.
Yeah.
You then, because you're a fucking hack writer, wrote it in a book.
And dedicated the book to both of them.
What, like, it just, this is one of those things where it's like, yeah, you did fuck up. And to me, Quentin is trying to help him. Because you got to get this dealt with now.
Dude, I wonder if in the thank yous, at the beginning of the book, I wonder if the first sentence was, "Thank you for your friendship and that ass." Like, you couldn't have spelled it out any clearer in the book. Like, from somebody that doesn't know him reading it, okay, cool, kiss on the forehead, yada yada. But his friends all know what that is. Like, yes. And you didn't change that at all. You didn't he tagged it. It was almost like a bit, like a joke. Like, here's the thing. And then we laid down together. And then he just tagged it with the kiss on the forehead, which is what everybody is like, oh, so you guys had sex. Like, don't tag it with that. What are you doing? Like,
yeah, if you do that, you have to understand you're gonna lose friends.
Yes,
shit's
absolutely.
gonna go down. Like, I don't know if it's ego or if this motherfucker was just a spoiled ass kid growing up. Like, I don't know what the fuck happened to Taye Diggs coming up, but that's a story I need to see.
All I know is that
fucking shit show.
All I know is that Taye Diggs chose violence in this movie. That's all I know. And here we see actually Harper and Jordan hanging out, shopping, etc. And Jordan comes to the conclusion that the woman who everybody thought was her in the book, the main character besides Jackson, is Mia, and that they slept together and she was dating Lance. And then we see that not only did Mia and Harper sleep together, but she did it to get back at Lance for all his transgressions during their time in college.
Which, again, she's justified here.
Yes.
One, fuck her for picking his boy, because that's some ruthless shit. And two, fuck his boy for doing it.
Yeah.
Again, this is just everybody in this whole thing is wrong.
Well, everybody's an asshole.
They're all complete dickheads for being upset at anybody else in this whole thing.
Yeah. I mean, they could start a whole support group just within their friend group.
For real.
You got one controlling asshole, you got a selfish asshole, you got fucking a chick that can't let the relationship that could have been go. Like, everybody's got their own bullshit. Quentin, who has read the book and gave it to Lance to read because it's a good read, then starts hinting at things like around the guys. And this leads to Harper and Quentin getting into it while they're trying on tuxes at the store. Jordan then reveals to Harper at the rehearsal at the church that she wants to have sex with him while he's there before his girlfriend shows up. She kisses him and leaves.
Which, can we just stop here?
Yes, absolutely.
For one hot second. A quick PSA. I think this happened earlier, but hi, ladies. Uncle Corey here. If you look like Nia Long, you have no excuse to fucking wait 6 months, fucking exclamation point, to get laid. Are you out of your fucking mind? Let alone to run up on somebody else's fucking man.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Whoever wrote these women, and obviously it was the writer,
yes,
I don't think he likes women very much.
Yeah.
Because they are all some shitty people. Mia's the only one who really acts in any way correctly, given everybody's transgressions throughout this whole thing, where she's just like, dope, we're all dickheads, I forgive you, let's move on. Yeah,
like, she's the only one that her actions, and it was one action 15 years ago that action was justified. She's the only one in this whole crew that's even a halfway decent person.
The only redeemable character through these ladies, other than Mia and Robin, is the fucking stripper Candy.
Yes.
And by the way, Regina Hall, god damn. I've loved her since Scary Movie. I didn't get hip on her at a young age, but once Scary Movie hit, dude, Regina Hall is like my number one. I would do horrible shit to people just to take her to dinner.
You would be Taye Diggs in this movie just to meet her.
Oh, I'm pretty close, because I'm close to being a hack writer at this point too.
But after this comes the bachelor party, and Harper sees the book, and because Lance brings his book, Harper's book, to the bachelor party for some strange reason. Harper steals it, puts it in his jacket, and while he's dancing with the strippers, the jacket falls to the floor. Lance sees the book, and then he decides, oh, why did he take my book? I'm going to go in the bathroom and read it during my bachelor party. Cool.
I'm sorry. I got to keep doing this. Hi, guys. Uncle Corey here. If you're going to a bachelor party, a night out with the dudes, you're going to get drunk, you're going to get fucked up, you're going to get faded, anything you're going to do. that takes you from your sober point to the next level. Do not be Taye Diggs.
Yes.
This motherfucker looks and sounds like the biggest fucking idiot that is ever. He's out there like the strippers walk in the room. And he's like, First off, don't go down on a stripper. Just don't do that ever. Don't ever even pretend like you're gonna do that shit around a stripper. Second, he's walking around here like he is the town fucking drunk.
Yes.
Like, it's embarrassing how he's behaving here. And it makes me wonder, does Taye Diggs drink?
I don't know.
I don't think he's ever seen somebody drunk. Like, when I was a freshman in high school, I took drama because I was like, oh, that's an elective where a lot of girls are going to be. Let's go there. So I took drama, and we had to do a scene, total improv scene, where it was like, I'm an employee, the other guy's the boss is shit-faced, drunk, and I'm trying to get a promotion. Go. The kid I did that scene with, who was the drunk boss, did a better job at 14 than Taye Diggs did in this scene, acting like a grown-ass man being drunk. What in the fuck?
Lance here reads the part about Mia. He figures out what happened. You know, it wasn't that hard to figure out. And he attacks Harper, beats the ever-loving hell out of him, and then hangs him over the balcony Suge Knight style. Quentin steps in and talks Lance down. And then Lance says he's calling off the wedding, whatever, end scene, kicks everybody out of the hotel room. Harper then goes to Jordan's place because they're supposed to sleep together, but he kills the entire vibe because he's way too bruised and battered to have sex. And let's be honest, with the amount of alcohol he took in at the party, he probably has whiskey dick. So even if he didn't get
flopping around like a windsock.
even if he didn't get into the fight, I hate to tell you, Nia, but I don't think that shit's happening. But
no,
sorry,
and I
sorry you got all prepared for nothing.
I gotta say, man, if Nia Long answers the door like that, you gotta try. Like, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. You're back to square one.
You're given let me just put it in and see what it'll grow once it gets in there.
Exactly. something will happen.
He blames her for all of his problems because she let everybody read the book and got the advanced copy. She gets pissed, smacks the shit out of him here, which
finally somebody does. Because I know Morris Chestnut beats the shit out of him, which was well-deserved. But that type of dude, he needed to get smacked across his face.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Ms. Long, she got a good smacking hand. I'll say that because that hurt my feelings. She hit him so hard.
Yeah, dude. I don't think when they were getting ready to shoot that scene, Taye Diggs was being real cool about it and like, oh, go ahead and hit me, it won't hurt. And then she slapped the shit out of him, and they had to cut for the day because that motherfucker was crying in the car.
So Harper then picks up Robin from the airport finally because, you know, he didn't allow her to come and hang out in New York City. He's like, let me hang out with my boys and let me see if I can hook up with some strange.
Because he was intending to fuck Jordan the entire time.
Exactly.
You are a piece of shit.
Yes.
My God, you can't even follow through on your one plan for the weekend. Your one goal was to fuck Jordan. Jordan says, my one goal is to fuck you. And it's tonight. And you're like, cool, I'm going to fuck all of it up at the bachelor party.
Yes.
Even if the book was never read by Lance, even if he doesn't get the shit kicked out of him, as you said before, as fucking twisted as he was, dude, nothing's working. Maybe that big ass tongue you're going to pull a muscle on can go to work on her for a little bit, but I don't think that's going to work either. That's going to be some sloppy shit.
Yeah. And here at the airport with Robin, Taye Diggs acts like a man baby and he tells her everything that's happened. She tells him that he needs to fix things with Lance and Mia, and then she goes to leave.
Which I loved.
Which I love too, until He pleads with her to stay and help me, please. And I'm so, let me hug you around the waist. And oh my God, my feelings. And I'm all alone. And she decides to stay and help him for whatever reason. And that day,
it's apparent why she's helping him, because this motherfucker's Black Jesus. Women cannot resist him. Men want to be him. It's fucking crazy this is the main character that was written. This reminds me a little bit.
It is Taye Diggs.
No, look, Taye Diggs is one of the most beautiful human beings that has ever been created on the planet. Undeniable. It's not even a subjective thing. Like the most racist person in the world is like, yo, that motherfucker's hot. Period. So I'm not saying anything about, but his overall being.
Yeah.
This character is so fucking. It reminds me of Hank Moody from Californication.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're such a fuck up and you're such a fucking disaster, but at least Hank Moody allegedly wrote beautiful shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this dude is a hack who just writes his life. Which, by the way, what fucking group of friends you meet at college all blow up?
Yeah, every single one of them blew up.
Where did you guys go?
That day at the church, everyone's gathered. Lance shows up to announce the wedding's canceled and I'm calling it off. And then Harper stops him in the aisle and asks him to pray with him. Cool. And they go to the back room of the church and they hash everything out. Lance loses his shit again. And Harper tells him that he can hate him forever, but Lance and Mia were meant to be together. And then Lance makes Harper acknowledge God. And the wedding is saved. That's cool. You found Jesus at some point, whoever wrote this movie, and that's fine. You do you, okay? But the wedding not only is saved, but apparently Harper is saved too. But he's still the best man in the, like.
The second they all start showing up to this church, I'm sitting there going, what the fuck is going on? First off, Herald Perrineau's character, when he goes to break up with Shelby for the second time, I'm like, okay, why is Shelby still going to the wedding? Nobody there likes her.
No,
she's
they all hate her
because she's dating him. Second off, how the fuck she getting a plate at the reception? There's no seating available for her because she shouldn't be there anymore. Candy the stripper took her place.
Yes.
Second off, Lance, if you're going to break off the wedding and it's off and you're acting hard as shit and you're so fucking stonewalling everybody that you're cool like that, you would have done that shit last night. So quit being a fucking drama queen. And I owe my mom and dad the respect to show up to the church on the day of the wedding where nobody else knows what's happening and drag your fucking groomsman down the fucking aisle like a dickhead who doesn't say a word until he's halfway to his parents.
Yes.
Are you fucking... we all know what you're doing, so cut the fucking bullshit. Second part for you, Lance, if you are preaching all your Christianity, God bullshit through this whole thing, one, watch your motherfucking mouth when you're in his house. I know you don't. I don't do that. I haven't talked to God in like 30 fucking years since I, was able to make my own decisions. And you're going to fucking have the balls to go in there, cussing up a storm, tipping over fucking desks and shit. And this is one of my biggest cliches that pet peeve cliches that I fucking hate in movies is when Lance goes, oh, what are you saying? I'm a hypocrite? And Taye Diggs is like, no, man, look.
So you calling me a hypocrite now?
You're just not being realistic.
Yes, motherfucker, that's what I'm saying. You are a hypocrite. Make these arguments real.
Yes.
This dickhead is the biggest hypocrite in the world, Lance, and you ain't doing shit. Nobody's fucking helping you out of this. You're just being a dick, acting like you're some fucking saint. And then to make... Okay. I'm done with Lance. Moving on. Taye Diggs' character, you're a writer. There is nothing in this fucking 24, 48-hour span, however long it's been, that you have come up with other than
Lance! Pray!
cousin, you're a motherfucking hack. Get a
Yes.
real job. Because
Well,
it ain't gonna work out for you. I don't give.
I was gonna wait. I was gonna wait till the end to reveal my theory about Harper. But I'll do it here since you brought it up and a few times how much of a hack he is. I truly believe that he planned all of this, and that's how Jordan got the advanced copy, because he knew after his first book, he didn't have another original thought to write. So there was no follow-up. So what's the follow-up? This movie is the follow-up to the first book. I think Taye Diggs did all of this on purpose because he knows the grenade, talk about the grenade into the crew. The grenade into the crew was his second book, and then he can retire. As a hack, he could still retire.
You are giving him a shitload of credit, and I appreciate it. I'll go with it.
Okay.
Two things I did respect here were, one, they didn't have Jordan and Robin fight.
Yeah.
They were both focused on helping Mia, which I appreciated, because the way all these women have been written up until this point, I thought those two bitches were going to fall out of a fucking door tugging on hair and just beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah,
so
same.
I appreciate that did not happen here. And two, I did appreciate during the wedding him having the flashes of those two fucking, because that is some real guy shit.
That is some real guy shit.
Like that, it's not the fact that it happened, because whatever happened, it's not as worse as what's playing in the dude's mind.
Yes.
That's why that shit can't go on after there's cheating involved, because the movie playing in your man's mind, especially after the nasty fucking porn I can guarantee you he's watched throughout his life, you are the biggest hoe in the world.
Yeah,
regardless
100%.
if it lasted 7 seconds or you were doing trapeze acts.
At the reception, Harper gives his toast to the bride and the groom because apparently he's still invited to the show. And he gives the toast to the newlyweds, and he somehow still makes it all about himself.
And it's not that good.
No, it's not that good. And by the way, at the end of it, after he makes the whole toast really about himself, all is forgiven and cheers to good times and future endeavors.
No. There's a standing ovation. That's why I say he's Black Jesus, because he just set the world right.
He really
Everybody
did.
in that room is walking out of that a different person because of that speech.
Yes, absolutely.
That fucking milk toast, plain as shit, not about the bride and groom, fucking terrible collection of words speech I've ever seen. And by the way, fuck you, Quentin, for pulling the cards away from him, because whatever he had written down had to have been better than what came out of his heart. That shit was a rough draft that you put into fucking print, Quentin.
Yes.
So fuck you. Don't ever take cards away from a writer. That's rude.
Then afterwards, Harper and Jordan dance and talk. They both see Robin dance by, and Jordan leaves him so he can go dance with her. And then as he and Robin dance, Harper proposes to Robin, and she says, yes.
Hi, kids. Uncle Corey here. I'm just going to throw this out. If you are at somebody else's wedding, it ain't your fucking day. The reception is part of the day.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit if it trips into midnight. It ain't about you, you selfish motherfucker. Don't do that shit. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I couldn't agree with you more, but the film ends as, and in my estimation, this is the best part of the film. I mean, not only that it's ending, but the film ends as everyone dances to Candy by Cameo, which is a great song, but damn, like everybody kind of gets what they want. You got Taye Diggs, who's the selfish prick. Robin says, yes, I guess so, to the proposal. You got Lance and Mia are getting married. I mean, Nia Long doesn't really get anything that she wants, which is apparently some ass, and she never gets that throughout the movie. But then
Nope.
Quentin gets Marsh's girlfriend or ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
You know, Merch gets the stripper. Like, everybody gets what they want. Everybody's happy, and they all continue as friends moving forward. Like, listen, I don't know about you, and I know we do. Does this stand the test of time? Quick answer is no. But I don't know about you, and like you're part of my friend crew, but
Yeah.
if there was some shit like this, and I know everybody's got their own issues and baggage that they bring to every relationship, but if our crew had this much baggage, it's not a crew. It's a gathering of individuals who are just fucked up. This is it's an AA meeting. That's what this is.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like, look, I don't know about you. Well, I do know about you. I'm talking to the viewers. I don't know about you, but if you took 2020 as the opportunity to just cut some dead weight from your friends list, like Armando and I did while you were in quarantine, these were all the friends that got cut.
Yes.
I have nothing in common with any of these people anymore because you motherfuckers are just thirsty for drama. And I'm pretty sure the sequel to this, which I think is Best Man's Holiday, is when they just gather around to fucking celebrate the birth of Taye Diggs. There are so many movies that have been done like this, both black and white movies that are so much better.
Oh, a
Like,
million %. Yeah.
And you can tell me in the comments if this is an unfair comparison or fair, but I would much rather watch Think Like a Man and that trilogy than I would this. Again.
Fair. If I had a choice, I wouldn't watch either, but it's a
I think Think Like a Man is funny as shit. I love those movies. I think they're pretty great. Now, look, they're not based in reality any more than this is. They're just funny as shit.
Yeah.
They at least took the opportunity to roll with comedy. This seemed to take it seems like this movie was like, we're gonna make a rom-com. We're gonna make it like Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where everybody's a horrible person.
But there was no comedy to it.
But there's no comedy, and they all win. The thing about Always Sunny is it's funny because they always lose, and they're the idiots.
Yeah.
These guys in this movie were all the main, like, we're supposed to root for people in this movie. And outside of Robin, maybe?
Robin and Neo, were the only two that you could really root for. And
I mean,
Candy
Murch
the
is
stripper.
okay.
Yeah, Murch is good.
Yeah, he's just a little bit of a simp.
Do you love me?
This seems like it was a first draft. And it was just like, fuck it, put it out.
Yeah. Well, it was one of those where it seems like a first draft, and they're like, dude, if we get all these awesome actors and these beautiful people to be in this movie, they'll just carry it. It'll be fine. It'll do well at the box office, and we're good to go.
Yeah, just don't pay attention to what's coming out of their mouths and pay attention to everything else around their mouths. And
exactly.
This is a wonderful movie.
Yeah. No, that's at the end of it all. I don't think this holds up at all. I would choose 100 other rom-com type movies before I watch this one. But that's all I got, though. Do you got anything else?
I don't. We'll see you next week. Human Tornado, Blown Away after that. And you want to get your movie to the front of the line, or you want to see your movie done in the next year or so, PayPal's the way to go. And we are coming up on October. If you know anything about this show, October, we love doing horror movies.
Yep.
So if you have a PayPal request that is a horror movie, get it the fuck in. I guarantee you, after these next 2 weeks, that will be one of the first 4 shows we do. So do it.
100%. All right. Well, for Corey, I'm Armando. This is Kiss the Reviews, and this was 1999's The Best Man.